Hey guys, here's my 4 reasons why you shouldn't be avoiding the gym during this coronavirus outbreak. Before I get into it, I just want a disclaimer that I am just a personal trainer, so I don't know all the ins and outs of what's going on with the coronavirus, but I do know how it's spread and who's susceptible to it. So as long as everybody follows the guidelines of washing their hands, maintaining a safe distance, and just making sure that if you are susceptible to disease that you kind of do stay away from people a little bit more, we should be alright with this virus, especially if you keep going to the gym. I'll tell you why right now. So first reason why I think that people should still go to the gym, not avoid it during the coronavirus, is because if you look at yourself in your whole community, so let's say your whole suburb, your whole couple of suburbs in the area that you live in, the gym is only a very small percentage of that population. So if you take where I live at the moment, so I live in West Auckland, down here in New Zealand, and we have over 200,000 residents in the West Auckland area. Now, the gym that I go to and the gym that I work at is actually the biggest gym in the West Auckland area, and we only house about, just under 7,000 people. Now, even from those 7,000 people, we only really have an active membership of about maybe half that. So 3,000 to 4,000, 4,500 on any given week. So if you take, the bigger, broader area of 200,000 people, and then you just bring it down to only 4,000, so you've only got a very small percentage of the people actually coming through that facility. Now, if you compare that to a local bus, the train from West Auckland that goes all the way through into town, the malls, all of that kind of stuff, the amount of people that could go through there is, all of those 200,000 people could potentially be in that area at any given time. Maybe not all at once, because otherwise then you'll be too crowded up. But the amount of people that has the potential to go through the mall, across the road from where I work, and through the supermarket, and the buses that go from West Auckland, considering it is a massive hub of transport, is a lot larger than the amount of people that could potentially come to the gym. Because you're not, at the moment we've got a whole, people are, a lot of chaos, people are a little bit frightened, so, given that, people are probably going to come to the gym less. So if you are one of the people that are going to go to the gym, you probably don't have too much to worry about because, well, the people at the gym are probably a lot more hygienic than the people outside, because just based on the kind of people that go in, people that go into the gym are probably a lot more health conscious, they're probably a lot more image conscious, so they probably wash a lot more, they probably shower, they probably wash their hands. So I don't think there's too much to worry about on that front. Now, reason number 2 that you should probably still attend the gym and exercise during this outbreak is that as you train, so training at moderate intensities has actually been found to have immunity boosting properties. So basically, by taking your body through a little bit of stress, the recovery phase actually means that your immune system is a lot higher and will make you less susceptible to disease. Now, just a little caveat on that. If you do a lot of high intensity interval training, if you are competitive in an elite sport, as volume goes high with that high intensity training, you are a little bit more susceptible. So it's kind of like trying to find that middle ground of, maybe doing a little bit but not too much. Remember, we still want to be able to stay healthy, because if you get sick, then obviously, you can't train as much. So moderate intensity training a couple times a week will just help to keep that immunity level a little bit higher. And then number 3 reason, a lot of gyms are actually taking this very, very seriously. So a lot of the cleaning procedures put in place are elevated to another level. So if you take where I work, for instance, Les Mills in West Auckland, New Lynn, we already had a massive cleaning force going on anyway. There's cleaners that are hired during the day, there's cleaners that come in overnight. The gym instructors have to spend their downtime when there's not many members, just giving those pieces of equipment extra clean, and then also the members are, a lot of the members, they want the equipment to stay clean because it is a little bit more expensive than other gyms. So a lot of members take advantage of the spray and wipes, the personal trainers, again, spray and wipe everything. And then also, so now what we've done is, we have a new policy that you know, when you're with your client, you spray and wipe the machine before you train them on that machine, and then again afterwards. And then also there's a lot of hand sanitizing pumps around, so regardless of where you are in the gym, you're not very far from just being able to give those hands just a little bit of sanitizing, a little bit of cleaning. And then if there's the PTs that are anything like me, you know, I had a couple of clients last night for boxing. You know, they probably didn't have anything wrong with them, but you know, the amount of breathing, the amount of sweating that kind of goes on, obviously we are a little bit more close proximity. As soon as I finished with that, wash my hands. After washing my hands, I sanitized my hands. As soon as I got home, I took off my uniform and put that in the wash straight away. And then after, you know, all of that stuff, I showered, made sure to wash my face, anything that would have kind of got in contact during that time. So yeah, so a lot of our trainers also are taking things very seriously, because at the end of the day, if the gym has to be shut down, if we have to go into nationwide lockdown, we don't make any money. As personal trainers, we're all self-employed, so we're doing everything in our power to make sure that it doesn't come to a nationwide lockdown. So that's reason number 3. You know, gyms are a lot more clean, even though a lot of them were. And you know, if your gym doesn't sound anything like this, then you know, chances are you might just be in the wrong gym. So maybe, you know, if you're very health conscious, maybe just shop around and see if there's anything out there that's a little bit more suited to the hygiene that you would expect. Alright, so number 4, the fourth reason why I think you should still stay in the gym is basically because you're not as close to people when you're in the gym as you are, well, anywhere else. So if you notice, when you go into the gym, no one's standing shoulder to shoulder, all scrunched up in there together, trying to do their weights, because, well, if you did, then you wouldn't be able to do your weights, you know. If you take like a side raise kind of thing, for instance, you know, you've got all of this room here that people shouldn't really stand in. And also people have a lot of personal space when they're at the gym, you know. First of all, because DO, you know, you're going to sweat in the gym. By the way, you can't really contract the virus through sweat. But, you know, if you smell, people probably don't want to stand next to you. It's just a fact, you know. But also, you know, with that sweat, sometimes when people are training a little bit harder, moving a little bit faster, there is a bit of a splash zone. Because I know when I used to teach group fitness classes and I'd be on the stage and I'd be sweating, sometimes the sweat would flick out off the stage. So then people would stand further away. So if you imagine the arm zone, the splash zone, all of that kind of stuff in the gym, you've got a little bit more space that you have to stay away from people. And people are starting to take it even more serious now. And, you know, I ended up high-footing my clients last night just so that we didn't touch hands. So there's all that stuff going around in gyms that you may not notice. So, you know, if you've never been to the gym, or if you only casually come to the gym and you've read all of these articles saying, you know, stay away from the gym, you'll catch coronavirus, blah, 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 blah. We're taking it very seriously, so you can still go, it's still safe. And then, so if you compare how close you'll actually be at the gym to anywhere else in the world, you know, you're probably going to be a little bit further away, because if you're out in the street, if you're out in the supermarket, if you're out in the mall, if you're on public transport, you know, think about it in public transport. You're sitting right next to someone, you know, you're not this far away, you're probably this close to them, because you have to sit next to each other because there's shared seats in trains, buses, all that kind of stuff. And then imagine during rush hour how close people are when they're having to stand and hold on to things. You know, if you're holding on to a rail here and holding on to a bag here, or a briefcase or whatever, or your phone, you know, how fast is it for you to be able to cover yourself up if you get coughed on, or if you need to cough? You know, it's probably a lot more likely that the transfer of germs will happen on a bus, or in the supermarket, or in the mall, or crossing the street, because you know, in the gym you've got your reputation of being that person. So if you stand too close to someone, if you cough and don't cover it up in the gym, if you go the next day and you continue doing it, people are going to know. But if you're out on the street in public, you may never ever see these people again, and that's the problem. So if you accidentally cough on someone, breathe on someone, cough and touch something, you know, you may never go back there again, but the germs can stay there for someone else to take. So like I said back in the first point, you know, we've got a controlled amount of people that can stay that will come to the gym, whereas people could be passing through anywhere else out in West Auckland, in Auckland, or anywhere else that you may live. So that's it, my 4 reasons why you should still probably go to the gym. You know, controlled population, exercise boosts immunity. Number 3, gyms are taking their cleanliness a lot more seriously than probably anywhere else in your neighborhood area at the moment. And number 4, people just don't stand close enough to people at the gym to contract anything. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, wherever you're viewing it, give me a thumbs up. Tell me how much you liked it, what you liked about it, and if you have any other reasons why people should still go to the gym, or if you have an opposing view, I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love for people to be able to make an informed decision based on both of, you know, people going back and forth. If you did like this video and you want to read more about it, I did write an article which I will link either below or somewhere else. Otherwise, you can visit fitcoachdk.com to view that article and any of the other articles that I've written lately. Have a good day.